What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it for another video, and today we're going to give you that guide on how to find all of those little koala bear Demiguise statues. That way you can get that lockpick level 3 as quick as possible as soon as you started that quest with Mr. Moon. Now, one thing to note about the Demiguise statues, they are more than what you actually need in order to get to that lockpick level 3. The rest of them are essentially just going to be extra XP if you find them after the point of giving them all to Mr. Moon. But you'll be able to notice between each of these flags up in the top right corner, it'll show you how many of those Demiguise statues are in this area. So I've only got 2 out of 3 over here, but with each one of these flags you'll be able to recognize whether or not you've picked up some previously to this, and that way giving you a better understanding of certain locations that may be a little bit or maybe ones that you don't have to come back over. That's a nice little note at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to be going through and giving you the exact amount of all the ones that I've found. That way you can just easily breeze through this and make sure that we're essentially just be able to fast travel to each one. It's going to be super quick, trust me. In about 30 minutes, easy peasy, we've got that lockpick level 3. Where we're going to start is over here at the library annex, and we're going to be starting at Central Hall. So let's get straight into it. Now, from this Floo Flame, we'll be heading straight into the library, and we'll need to access the restricted area to get this first koala bear moon statue. Demiguise statue, goodness. Every time I'm just going to call it a koala bear. Now, by this point, obviously, you've already been down through here with Sebastian, but this time around, you will not need the incognito spell. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, but, I mean, I went down here the second time around looking for this moonstone, and, yeah, I definitely used it, and it just takes a lot of time. There's no reason to do it, but just down straight through the path over on our left on that desk, we're going to be able to pick up that first Demiguise moon statue, koala bear. Now, the next thing that we need to do is head over to the secret rooms and then fast travel to the map chamber. More than likely, you've already got this Floo Flame by this point in the game when you're working on these lockpicks or gathering up these koalas. So we'll just head back, double back from the actual map chamber itself, and then head back into Hogwarts. And essentially what we're looking for is after we get up through the stairwell, we're going to be going for a locked door outside of the dragon statue that we'll be coming across up here. Now, a couple of these doors will require level 2 lockpicking. I made sure that we gathered all the ones that don't require the level 2 lock beforehand, but you will need to go visit Mr. Moon again before the end of this video in order to get that level 2 lockpick. That way you can access all of the koala bears that we're going to be finding. Demiguise statues, goodness. I can't shake it. Every time I just want to call it a koala bear. Next location we need to head over to is the divination classroom. This one is actually going to be pretty easy. We'll just go straight to that Floo Flame. You've already been to this class already. We'll just need to head straight up in there. You'll notice Reaper right there above us as we're coming in as well, but straight on our desk, we'll get that next koala bear. Now, from that location, we'll need to head over to the faculty tower, I believe, and I believe that was the name of it. It's pretty much just down the road from where Mr. Moon is, where we first met up with him to learn that. Essentially, we'll head straight on past that map and head over to the men's bathroom, and one stall will be out of order that we'll be able to get into. Now, I believe this one does require lockpicking level 1 to get into the door, but we've already got that by this point. You'll notice we've got another one of those koala bears on the left. Now we need to go to the astronomy tower, and Professor Fig's classroom is the next one we're going for. It's going to be another one of those koala bears in the very back. Demiguise statues, I don't know why. I'm never going to... It's just a koala bear to me. Now we're going to head over to Hogsmeade. We'll be heading over to one store, I forget the name of it, but you saw it there on screen. It's going to be the one that we actually buy up all of the materials that we need for the room of requirements. And just in the back inside of his bedroom on his drawers, it's going to be that next koala bear. Now, from this location, we're essentially going to be running all over Hogsmeade, but made this as linear as possible. We'll head over to Hogshead, that pub over there, have a good bit of that butterbeer, and then be able to get our next moonstone. Demiguise. Koala bear. It's just koala. I don't know why he's so afraid of them. Makes no sense. It just looks like a cuddly little creature. Absolutely absurd to be frightened of this thing. But just down the road, we're going to be heading straight into that Hogshead, and we're going to be grabbing up a little bit of that, or pint of that butterbeer. Then head on back, and over on our left, just on top of these boxes, we've got that next koala bear. Demiguise statue. God, I can't shake it. Now from this location, we'll need to head over across all the way to the third bridge over to our right. Now, one thing to note, if you ever put down one of those purple little waypoints, you can use the field guide to kind of guide yourself along that. But essentially what we're going to do is take this bridge over to the left and just get a straight shot over there instead of having to wind through the streets. But if you ever feel like you're lost, especially out and about around the world, and you're looking for certain locations or certain locations from guides like this, it'd be a good idea to pop down that waypoint. And if you're feeling a little bit lost on that way, you can just use that field guide to give you the guide all the way there. But over here on this last bridge, we're going to be taking this left over here and straight into this house. We're going to need level 1 lockpicking for this one as well. We'll just break that lock on in. Let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about the lockpicking system, because I'll tell you, the first time it took me way too long, but I always have a bit of irritation getting those sticks to properly hold right. It seems like it's such a fine line where you got to hold it. Occasionally it just gets a bit frustrating, honestly. But from that point, we're going to head up behind the sweets shop. I can't remember the name of it right now. But from this location, we'll just head over to our right across this bridge. Take a good little left over here. I feel like it was Honey Sweets or something. I can't remember. Just thinking about Honey Nut Cheerios now. But the house we're looking for is right here on our left. We'll be able to lockpick, get on in there. Let's not talk about how long most of these take me, but it seems pretty quick when you speed it up. Over here on our right, just on that table, we've got that next koala bear. Then we got, I swear, man. I'll never get it right properly. Now, from this location, I believe it's the Rags place. It's like Glad Rags. I think it's the one that sells all the vendor gear. Honestly, I feel like he should give us the ability to kind of change the colors on our clothes. Maybe that could be some DLC in the future, because there's some of these cloaks that I'd really like if they were in a different color. But, we'll see in the future. Now, heading over to his shop, we'll be able to look over to the right, just on those tables over there, after having a swift little sip of tea over here. Too bad we couldn't grab some crumpets. We'll have another one of those cool Demiguise statues. Caught myself. Now, from this location, we'll have another cup of that tea, and then we'll head on over to the building just south of it. It's going to be one of those unmarked buildings, but we'll be able to drop down that purple marker, and then just head on over pretty easy peasy. Head over to our right, and just before we wrap around this building over here, we'll have a little walk path that's going over to our left. Drop down to the right from this staircase, and take on the left. This will be the house that we'll be searching for that next Demiguise statue. Good old koala bears. Breaking on in. We're the sheriffs in this town for us breaking in. I almost feel like somebody noticed by this point, but that's going to be our next Demiguise statue. I finally kind of corrected myself. Now, from this location, I know, guys, it's a bit... We probably could have done this earlier, but let's just not worry about it. We're a stone's throw from it. We'll be able to just cut across town and get to this building. I know we could have made this a little bit simpler, but I'm making it pretty easy for you guys. Don't worry. But we'll head up on down the Hogsmeade streets, skipping and hooting and hollering, and then do another B&E, because we've got another lock to pick. Now, from this location, we'll need to head up the staircase, and over on our left is going to be the next Demiguise statue, good old koala bear. Now, from this point, we're going to be hitting each one of the hamlets. Each one of these little villages, or hamlets as they call them, are going to have at least one of the Demiguise statues. Now, I'm not sure whether or not the very southern portion hamlets do also have some Demiguise statues, but I'd said 20 to 40, and I don't think I was even halfway through 20, and I wasn't looking to ride that broomstick into some serious fights before getting it, but we also got all that we needed before we even got to that portion of the map just yet. Now, from that location, we'll need to head to the most northern hamlet, and from this blue flame, we'll just head down the street from it, and over on our right is going to be the house that we'll find that next koala bear. Demiguise statue, goodness. And I believe it's all the way at the top on our left, yep, right in front of the mirror. Mirrors don't exactly work properly in this game for whatever reason, but we're going to head over here to Arnshire. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I butcher a lot of the names, but just to the left of that flue flame, this building right here is going to be the one we'll find that next koala bear in it. Demiguise statue. Now, rolling in here, we're also going to have that Demiguise statue up at the very top right. Be able to pick that one up pretty quickly, and we'll be heading over to the southwest for the... Is this the South Hogsmeade? I believe that was the name of it. But just behind the flue flame is going to be the building that we'll need to enter in order to get this one. It'll be just behind the door as we walk in. Don't even believe we need to lockpick this one. Simple. Now, from this location. Now, if you don't have these flue flames, obviously by this point you've got the broomstick. Very easy to just fly to these locations. They're already marked on the map. You'll be able to just fly in and easily notable from this guide which house you're going to be rolling for. Or at least find the flue flame, and from that point you can easily find your way to the house that you're looking for. But just straight off from that flue flame over to our right, we've got this small house with another one of those koala bears on the left side. There we go. And just south of that, we've got another hamlet, which is going to be Keenbridge, I believe. Yes. And it's going to be our next location. It's going to be another straight shot. Got the 2-story, or is this technically a 3-story building? Not exactly sure. We're going to have one of those Warzone moments. You know, Warzone players will really feel that pain of not being able to jump over some rocks. Painful experience right there. Can't believe how many times I've gotten stuck on steps in this game. You know, there's small bugs in this game, and it definitely doesn't ruin the experience, but there's some moments it is extremely frustrating. Now, just south of that location, we're going to head over to Irondale. Now, from this location, it's going to be the house just on our right, just underneath where that windmill is. Just be able to jump up some of these rocks and then head straight in, get that next Demiguise statue. Good old koala bear. Okay, could have made this a bit faster, but from this location, we'll just head in and over on our right, just behind the median right here, or island, I should say. We'll find that next Demiguise statue. And then over to our left at Feldcroft, I believe that was the name of it. This is where old Sebastian lives at. We'll be able to head over to the right, just across from that flue flame. And it's going to be the one that's all lit up with the 2 lights over here. Or 2 windows, I should say. Now, this one will require lockpicking level 2. This is going to be one of them that we will have had to go back to Mr. Moon for. So make sure you've gotten that done by this point. I believe this is the last one. That's going to be our last Demiguise statue right there. And now we'll be able to head back to Gladwood Moon and get that lockpicking level 3. Super easy. Hopefully this has helped you guys. Trust me, it took me quite a while to get this done, but not as long as the Dandelion keys or Dandelion keys. But hopefully this made it a whole lot faster for you. That way you can just have access to anything that needs that lockpicking. Everywhere you go, you're going to be able to get into anything unless there's some type of requirement for some type of secret that you're going to need to access it. And do be mindful of each of these buildings, and each of these hamlets do have a lot of gear in them. So if you want to take your time going through each one and grabbing up some extra stuff, probably should have named that earlier on, but that could be one of those things that kind of boost up your gear as you're going through. But on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more of this content, we've got a lot of guides coming here in the future. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see some of this content live. Obviously, hit that link down in the description. Follow me up over at Twitch. We're going to be streaming daily, sometimes up to 12 hours a day on Hogwarts Legacy, trying to get as much of that content out for all of you guys as quick as I can. But at the same time, hopefully this is something that helped you out, and have a good one.